partners present. Welcome as we celebrate the 30th anniversary of the ICC. So I know Eduardo always says this, but I'll repeat it because it really needs repeating. The ICC was established in 1989 to promote interagency collaboration on issues relevant to young people and to support youth and their families by using the city's multitude of government resources. This is accomplished through partnerships with city-based agencies, like everyone in this room, that also serve youth, as well as community-based organizations and for-profit providers. So today, we thank all of our agency partners for 30 great years of partnership and collaboration. Under the leadership of Commissioner Bill Chung, the ICC has focused on being more inclusive in how we serve all young people, how we have better outcomes for young people who have had contact with the law, and how to get young people more civically involved. And the Commissioner was actually the first one to give the ICC an actual budget, and he's the host for today's breakfast. So it can be a great pleasure to introduce you.
I hate podiums, so I'll do it over. So, first of all, for those of you who've never been to this space, welcome to this space. We've been here for about 4.5 years. We call it DYCD Northwest. We're a small agency, but we're in 2 locations. So we have DYCD Southeast, which is at 123 William Street. And so it's a challenge sometimes when to communicate, to function as one agency. This space is actually named after Julius Kellogg, who was the first deputy commissioner of the Community Development Agency. And so the history of DYCD is that we were a merger of 3 smaller agencies. And it's the challenge that we face today. And I think it's the challenge that we as a collective body, as the city government faces, how fragmented the city services often are. And so I want to, first of all, start with the thank yous. Thank former Councilman Victor Robles, who we unfortunately couldn't find, but he introduced the legislation in 1989. And want to thank Andrew, but more importantly, Eduardo. Where's Eduardo? So one of the things about sometimes when they pass laws is they don't talk about the money part and how are you going to cover the costs of staff. And so over the last almost 20 years, Eduardo's really been the glue of ICC. Through 4 different mayors, he kept it going with no budget. And so, it's important the people who are behind the scenes we give recognition to. And I think the idea of the ICC was an idea ahead of its time. I think many of us, I worked for 4 mayors. I started as a community organizer, and the most frustrating thing about government is the left hand and the right hand don't always work together, and how fragmented things are. And that was the history of DYCD. We had 3 separate agencies: Youth Services, started by Richard Murphy; the Community Development Agency, which Julius Kellogg was the first deputy commissioner of, and which handled all the anti-poverty funds; and the Department of Employment, which handled the summer youth employment program. So when we merged in 1996 under Mayor Giuliani, of all people, we functioned for most of that time as 3 separate agencies who shared space. It's like roommates. You share space, you share expenses, but you don't share values. And so we had different data systems, different ways of measuring success. The groups we funded in the same community didn't work together because we didn't work together. So one of the things I set out as on my bucket list as commissioner was to create a settlement house approach to DYCD, to be one agency to look at the whole person, the whole family, and the whole community. And so we're starting to change how we do business internally. We're having a common way of measuring success. We're creating incentives for our nonprofit partners to work together. And we have a unified data system, which we launched internally last year called Usc Connect, so that we can look at a person and their travels throughout our system. We have 46 programs we fund. I can't remember all of them. It's truly amazing. So you'll see later today the best example of how we try to implement the settlement house, which is a universal application. We call it Discover DYCD. And a person can go to this site, start an application for one program, and apply for other programs that they're eligible for. And hopefully it's a tool that many of your agencies can use. So whether it's the benefit workers at HRA, whether it's caseworkers at foster care agencies, whether it's caseworkers at family shelters, this is a way to connect people to the services that the city funds. So again, thank you for your service. And one of the people I forgot to thank is the people of the work group. Any work group members here? Work committee members? Please stand up. This is all volunteer. I mean, we have a mandate to work together, but it only works if people step up and figure out ways to work together. So thank you again, and hopefully this will be the start of another 30 years. Thank you. It's my pleasure now. I forgot. We have a guest speaker. None of this happens by itself. We have a great partner in the City Council, and they have fought for us tooth and nail to make sure we don't get cut. So I'm not sure that's going to happen. Keeping my fingers crossed. But a great partner has been Debbie Rose, the chair of the Youth Services Committee.
Thank you, and good morning. I'm not a guest speaker. I'm just really here as the chair of the Youth Services Committee, and to congratulate you on 30 years of service, and to acknowledge the hard work that you put into. Bill said that one of his pet peeves with government is that the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. That is one of mine also. And the second one is, it takes too long to get things done. That's my frustration. And I've even been branded by the mayor as the most persistent city council member. He really wants to say something else, I'm sure. But he refers to me as being most persistent. And that is because I understand how important the needs of our youth in New York City are. And not only that, but I know how important it is to have the resources to get the job done. And oftentimes, we ask all of our service agencies, all of our providers to do a job that is, on its best day, almost unobtainable. And we ask them to get it done every day without the resources that are necessary. And so, necessary even to do it on a moderate level. So yes, I am persistent. Yes, Commissioner Chong has had to sit under the review of city council members who are very persistent about making sure that the resources are available. I'm really glad I was named a member of the ICC, and I hope to be able to be a participating member, because the ICC's charge is that all of the different agencies are working collaboratively to get this job done. We're trying to reduce redundancy, but we want to increase efficacy. And so in so doing, I want to be a participating partner, because I want to make your job easy. Is that possible in city government? I don't think that's even a word that city government, acknowledges easy. So, but I want to make it so that we're as productive and as functional as we can be. So, you've been doing a great job. I was really impressed. I went to one of the working group meetings, and a lot of hard work was put into it, and the results we're seeing, and I hear today we're going to get sort of a sneak preview of something that's going to help expedite, young people and providers access to services that we provide. So I just wanted to say thank you for your time, thank you for getting it, thank you for understanding that we have to talk to each other across agencies. We can't function in silos and be effective. We have overlapping roles, and that our emphasis is on young people and making sure that their quality of life is the best that can be provided in New York City. So again, I want to congratulate you on 30 years. 30 years. That's a long time in city government. Because I know how long it takes for me to get a bathroom in a park. 30 years is really commendable, and I want to thank you all. I want to, before I sit down, I would like all of the staff of DYCD to stand up because they've been doing a phenomenal job. Please. They've been doing an excellent job, and I just want to, I didn't want to leave Commissioner Chung without any worries. Yes, I'm going to fight for increased number of SYEP slots. And yes, for Summer Sonic, and I want you to know that that's part of the persistence. So let me know if there's anything else you want me to fight for, and I'll be glad to put it on our agenda. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
And as the Commissioner mentioned earlier, we're going to have a presentation on an exciting new initiative, the Service Hub. So I'm going to ask Michael Deutsch and Alice Herschel to please come up.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope you didn't eat too much and you're all too tired right now. I heard the bacon was good. I can't eat it, but. So we're really excited about this release. As the Commissioner said, about 7 in-house principles. It's a way to get people access to resources easy, quickly, and in multiple ways. So this is our first release that we hope to release very soon. And it's a way for participants to come in and search for programs. It's a way for other city agencies to have participants that are in their care to search for programs and apply for those programs. That is really, really a paradigm shift for this agency. We've never had applications going directly through our services, and it's usually done directly through providers. So this is really new for us, and we're really excited, and it's really an opportunity to work with other city agencies so that not only can you get resources from DYCD that we provide, but possibly resources across the city that a participant needs housing, or if the participant needs any other care within other city agencies. It's a way that we can possibly integrate with them. So we're very excited with this, and Allison will take us away and show us the application.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
So as Michael said, I'm very excited to demo Discover DYCD. So this will be a public-facing application. We do have a current version of Discover DYCD, and this will ultimately be replacing that, which will give members of the general public, other city agencies, the ability to search for services and also apply for services. So I'm just going to walk you through. This is kind of our welcome page. A lot of the work in this application was really breaking down the many services that we offer, like the Commissioner mentioned, into categories that make sense, right? What is the general public searching for? Not everybody knows what a beacon program is, but they know that I'm looking for an after-school program, or I know I'm looking for literacy services. So we've kind of broken our services down into larger buckets, which will hopefully help people find our programs.
And I just like to give a shout out to Denise's team, which is the integration team, who's really worked very hard across the agency. And stakeholder engagement to really come up and help us with this work, as well as our press office and other resources.
So this is the basic search page. We have, so we're automatically just going to show the person the services closest to them. But if someone comes in, we are able to allow them to search for a specific program. A lot of people know they're coming in and looking for a specific program. Or they might just be looking for after-school programs in a certain neighborhood or a certain borough. This is my favorite part because you can see how many programs we have. It is a little overwhelming, right? And of course you can get more granular in your search. But really we're presenting the basic information about the program. So this is, again, any member of the public can come in and they can find a program. They can learn a little bit more about the program. So a lot of our service providers fit into multiple buckets, right? So you're not just an after-school program, you're also offering community services, and you're also offering services to seniors. So, we do want to give as much information as possible. So, something like a Beacon, which operates more like a community center, has a wider breadth of services. And then we are able to provide a little bit more information, so when the program is operating, what eligibility criteria they might have, and then a basic description of what a Beacon does, what their mission is, and of course the location. So this is really the mechanism where people will come in and search. We can see this add to list button, sort of like the idea of adding something to your shopping cart, taking something from Amazon. So once someone comes in and says, I want to apply for this program, they will click add to list, and that's the point where they will have to create an account. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and set up a couple of applicants. In order to set up an applicant, it's just basic information that we're collecting. And really you can apply for yourself, you can apply for another person or your child. Once you do find a program that you want to apply for, they'll click that add to list, and they will be able to apply for multiple participants or one participant in a single click. Right, and at this point, the commissioner talked about our DYCD Connect system. This feeds directly into DYCD Connect. So when you are creating an application for someone, that application, once completed, will go directly into DYCD Connect, where the provider will review that information. And they can make a determination about whether to accept or not accept, or put the person on the wait list.
We hate live demos because something always fails on live demos. This is a development.
So the application has this idea of a dashboard, right? So you have your search page, and then you have your dashboard, which is really the place where all of your applicants are set up. There is no limit to the amount of applicants. So someone who's more of a caseworker who's helping many people get connected to services can set up multiple applicants and can help that person apply for multiple programs. We have one application that's called the Universal Intake Application, which is a common set of questions that are asked across all of our programs. So you could be applying for a literacy program or a workforce program, but we are going to be asking a common set of questions. And Discover DYCD will help facilitate filling out that form once and then being able to take that form and apply to multiple programs. So there's no need to fill out the form over and over again. And then if you don't get accepted into the program that you apply for, or multiple programs, you can always take that application and apply for other programs. So I've set up some examples just so you can get a taste of what it might look like with a couple different applications in play. So this is the form. Nothing has been filled out yet, but you can see that I have two program sites over here, and I'm able to, with one application, apply to both of those programs, although they are different types of programs. I'm going to show you one that's a little bit more complete.
Allison is an expert caption.
I'm gonna skip the caption just because I feel like it always,
There are security requirements.
yeah. But at the point of application, the person filling out the form can decide to apply to all the programs that they've added to their list, or just one of these programs. And not only apply, but also check the status of their application through here. So we can see there's a couple different statuses going on. So for this program, this person's on the wait list. You know, they've been accepted into a program. In this case, Tom was not accepted into this program. And you'll be able to see the reason why you weren't accepted into the program, in addition to email notifications that will go out, but it's kind of like all in one place right here. So the program didn't have an available spot for that participant.
So, I mean, the fact that we capture so much demographic information as part of our universal participant intake, other agencies that either have online services or have a way for us to use those demographics to see if they're available to other city services, even anonymously, would be, I think, a great benefit to really any participant in any program. Just thinking of what we've been talking to, like NYC Opportunity, they have Access NYC, how do we integrate with them? But really any other health and human services agency or any other agency that potentially has something that we can bounce off of and get information back on their programs, I think would be a great benefit for New York City as a whole. So really DYCD is here to be the settlement house for the participant in all services that they need, not just DYCD services, if that's available. Any questions on the application? This is basically the whole thing. You had anything else?
No.
Any questions? Anything else? No?
It's very good.
It's great.
Thank you.
We'll take that.
Very good.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We're very excited about it. Who here is ready to use that when it is launched? Can you raise it? Terrific. So now we're actually pleased to go into the next section. We have a great interagency collaboration called Spring Into Health, and to introduce this year's activities, I'm bring up Tarsha Black.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Let's try that one more time. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, I am that presenter. Spring Into Health, a commitment to community. But what does that mean? So when I talk to you about the purpose, yes, you probably already saw this slide. It's a great slide, so we use it again. So what is the purpose? Spring Into Health, if most of you remember in undergrad or probably in your sociology or psychology classes, Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So when we talk about the hierarchy of needs, we know living in New York, one of the most expensive cities in the United States, we have to think about our basic needs. If someone cannot eat, they don't have clean water, they don't have a place to live, that is going to impede on how they function, basically how they become productive citizens. And so the purpose of Spring Into Health, using that model, is to engage, encourage, empower, and expose communities to community residents to an array of holistic services. So what does that mean? Engage, create a welcoming environment for them to come in, where they don't feel like you're telling me I need this service, but hey, this looks like fun, I can just get this information from here. Encourage them to do more for themselves, and empower. Now we all know the Chinese adage that says, give a man a fish, feed him for a day, but teach a man a fish, he can feed himself for a lifetime. That's what the part of the empowering them to want to do more for themselves, and exposure. We work with families, children and families and communities that is like right there at the poverty line, right? So we really need to expose them to different types of resources, right? So we broke this up into 4 categories. Awareness and education, which is a supplement to nutrition, health insurance. So we also have WellCare, Metro Plus, Affinity, Health First. Those are a couple of our support that come out to provide services for our communities. We do lifestyle information, blood pressure, vision, dental and health, also mammogram, prostate, and HIV testing. Those are the most recent ones. Yoga, Zumba, CPR, nutrition, and nutrition demonstrations. So it's important to expose our communities to different types of foods, right? Again, if you're traditionally eating just the food that you grew up in your culture, you'll be able to see other foods that's great for you and healthy for you. And last but not least, education, employment, and vocational skills. So GED, work readiness, FDNY, NYPD recruitment, and also other opportunities. Not everyone will go to college, but what else can they get into to be able to be productive citizens? These are some of our locations. They were very happy to support their flyers, their posters, and this was last year. This year we have 46 DYCD funded community-based programs in all 5 boroughs. Yes, Staten Island.
Yes,
Yes. And here are some of our sites. We have 33 unique providers that's actually supporting. So our providers already know how to activate. They already know how to do community events. They already know how to reach out to their stakeholders, their advisory board, youth councils, their principals, or their RAs, even their council members. They know how to do that already. What the bonus is our connection. So everyone in this room today, how do we connect them to, how do we connect you to them so they can continue to do the program? Results. So just to mention about the results, this is our 3rd year of doing Spring in the Health. Yes, our little graphics. Okay, since 2017, we had 706 participants. We learned from that. Not do that next to a holiday. Not have an event next to a holiday, so we learned from that. And we were able to service 706 New Yorkers. Last year, we serviced 4,697 New Yorkers, which is really impactful and very intentional. As you can see, we started out from 6 locations, we moved to 34, and now we have 46. Isn't it? It really is. Okay. And what we're gonna do next time. And these are some of our activities. You see some of our little babies doing yoga, some of them painting. I believe this was Parks, who came out and did yoga classes for our kids as one of our sites. And this is a list of all the activities. So face painting, yoga, NYPD helped us with the rock wall. We had yoga and Zumba from Parks. They did different activities, self-defense, African dance, LGBTQ. So we had Henry Mark, I always mess this up. So I'm gonna say HMI. That came out and provided workshops and information for our young people. The HIV and STI screening. We actually did meditation. Right? Here are some of our partners. So Workforce One came out, Brookdale, Emblem Health. We have a cameo from our commissioner, right? He was actually there with FDNY. We had the Explorers come out. And all of you. So these are the providers that actually have been working with us for the last 2 years. They actually, some of them are signed up now. Like I said, NYPD has also helped with recruitment as well as the rock wall and doing different activities. This year, PL, the sites that are participating, I want to do a play street. We've had Parks come out and said yoga and Zumba. We've had Health and Hospitals. Health and Hospitals came out and did activities. They're actually giving us the connections to the teen centers, so young people can actually just go and get a physical, get ready for SYP, or just to check themselves out. We also had NYCHA helped with the farms. We also did some other activities. And domestic violence. Oh, I cannot forget DIFTA, who's walking into the room. They actually provided volunteers, and they did elder abuse and other activities for our site. So can't forget DIFTA, who's right here with us. And the Mayor's Office Compact Domestic Violence, they also support, we're doing workshops, not only for young people, but also for adults. The process. So we start communicating with everyone in this room. Basically, I have a team. Thank God for the team. So we have Luisana, we have Patrice, Nara, and Emily. And we're all part of the team. And we communicate with most of you, of all of you in the audience. And what we do is we have monthly check-ins. We go over the site's wish list. And then we create a collaboration. We do an e-introduction. So this is the email. Tarsha, this is Denise. And we're going to connect you to Daryl. And y'all going to basically communicate what you're going to do on site. If you're going to bring any goodies. We know Metro Plus is infamous. It's a good thing to bring castle bounds and DJs and things like that and goodies. So then we make that connection. Are you going to do a workshop? Are you going to table? Are you going to do some other form of activity later? Then we also want to market. Now this is extremely important because we want to reach more New Yorkers. So last year was 4,697. Yes, I remember the number. So this year we want to reach even more. So we want you to share this with your network. and we ask our providers to share with their network. And DYCD is actually putting all the 46 sites on the kiosks. You know where you can charge your phone in New York? We've seen those little kiosks. We have little flyers for us up there. We're actually going to be on our IG page, our Facebook page. We're going to have a newsletter that go out. We also have, I know I'm missing this report. Oh, we're looking to get in those parent magazines in the neighborhoods. So those are other ways to network. And then we want to collect exhibitor feedback. We want to get the information from you. Many of your colleagues and your team members are great with responding to us. As you know, if you look, this is the data. Probably got that in the front. This is the data of the feedback. Everyone wants to continue to do this. The goal is how can we continue to do this more intentionally? How can we be more impactful? How do we don't have to wait for one event to actually have this happen? So I just want to say thank you. And if you would like any further information, please feel free to contact me or email me. And you also have a list of all the 46 sites. So please share this information not only with your colleagues, but also in your home, in your neighborhoods, let everyone know. So if I don't have any other questions? All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's try that again. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
The presenter you came. Good morning, everybody. My name is Randy Scott, and I'm one of the chairs for the ICC LGBTQ work group. And I'm up here today to not only represent the work group with Tracy Thorne, who's the co-chair, but also Dr. Louis Osorio, who's the chair of the court involved, who could not be here today. And today I have one of the best jobs in the world, which is to honor two of our ambassadors who have been a part of ICC for ever since I've been here. They have been a part of the ICC. So I wanted to definitely get that going and acknowledge. And the first person that I'm going to acknowledge and honor today is Ms. Jakarta Green. Jakarta has been an active member of the ICC LGBTQ youth work group for the past several years and has testified before the ICC during our annual public hearing on multiple occasions. In addition, she has presented on her work at our work group meetings and in her work, and in turn looked to partner and create collaborative opportunities to enhance services for young people. Ms. Green is currently working at the Administration for Children's Services, ACS, Office of Advocacy, and has worked at various units within ACS. She has dedicated herself to assisting others to navigate the labyrinth that is New York City government and services. And with that, I would like to welcome Ms. Green up. I'm just going to read what it says here. Certificate of Appreciation to Jakarta Green in recognition and appreciation for your contributions to the Interagency Coordinating Council on Youth and its working groups.
Shaquana. Sorry.
I was told I have 10 to 15 minutes. It took me that long to get up here. everyone in this room for inviting me here. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jakarta Green. I work at the New York City Administration for Children's Services. I've been with them for 6 years, almost. Wow. And I serve as the Peer Advocate Unit Leader within the Office of Advocacy. The Office of Advocacy dedicates space where constituents can get advice, resources, and assistance with their child welfare cases. We serve as mediators, making it easier to facilitate communication between child welfare professionals and the constituents we serve. We respond to various inquiries and referrals that come to ACS through various channels. These channels include the Mayor's CBU correspondence system, 311 calls, our ACS website, public and elected officials, as well as written and walk-in inquiries. Furthermore, we assess the needs of all constituents by educating them on their rights, and when necessary, redirect them to outside agencies for extensive assistance. Prior to my transition to the Office of Advocacy, I served as the LGBTQ Office's Community Coordinator. During the start of my career in child welfare, I was introduced to the DYCD ICC on supporting LGBTQ youth. Occasionally, I would participate in the Council on Court-Involved Youth. I represented the LGBTQ office for 4 years and now continue to represent the Office of Advocacy. The ICC is committed to New York City youth, including LGBTQ youth, and continues to build community partnerships. During my involvement with DYCD, I was honored to publicly testify at their annual public hearing to speak about the injustices of being a single mom of color living in low-income housing. DYCD has been instrumental in my professional development, whether it was encouraging me to seek employment, assisting me with LGBTQ youth events, allowing my input in their publication, or even getting help with my 202 Spanish while pursuing my undergrad. Thank you, Eduardo. I got an A. DYCD has always been a reliable resource to me, my community, and my colleagues throughout New York City. When in need, call DYCD. I stand here today as a walk-in testimony of the great relationships DYCD has been able to maintain, and to thank them for all they do for our New York City youth. Thank you for being a pillar in my community. I've built my long-lasting friendships that has welcomed me to be a part of the DYCD family. Thank you. It's my 15 minutes.
Your 15 minutes, but remember, it's being extended. Not going anywhere. All right. So the next person that I want to acknowledge and honor is Kevin Quitters. I'm definitely doing this with Dr. Lewis in mind, because he would have loved to be here to present this to you. Kevin is a liaison for Community Connections for Youth, a grassroots organization that supports community-driven alternatives to incarceration. Since 2015, he has been an active member of the ICC Court-Involved Work Group. He has presented to the work group on his experiences in dealing with the justice system and has testified at the annual ICC public hearing on multiple occasions. He has dedicated himself to addressing the inequity of services within the criminal justice system and to helping young people in need. And with that, I honor and I acknowledge Mr. Kevin Quitters. Good job.
Morning, everybody. Morning. I wrote a speech, but I'm in shock. I've never in my life imagined myself in the position that I am in today. My parents were deported at a young age. leaving me and my brothers in the streets. I fell into criminal behavior as a means of survival. I dropped out of school at the age of 14. And I never saw myself living to this age. I never did. But I grabbed life by the horns, and I took it towards a positive direction. Today I stand before you, a combat veteran with a master's in public administration from Hawaii. I always knew that I wanted to invest my time and energy to the betterment of services to our most vulnerable youth, who I feel is our court-involved youth. One day, I literally Googled youth board meetings, and I walked into a meeting I had no business in. Literally, like I really did. I met Mr. Anthony Ng, who then told me, hey, you should go to this board. So I went to the ICC work group meeting, and boom, here I am, right? So I've been to almost every single meeting. I made it my duty to be in attendance, and what I see is great. I see city agencies really working towards the betterment of court-involved youth services, right? But I do want to push the envelope a little farther. I want all of you to really take a look at the resources that you have, because you all total a budget in the billions, right? So how can we maximize the services and the resources that these court-involved youth need so that we can produce successful outcomes and successful leaders for our future? I didn't make it here because of no program. There was no collaboration that saved me or provided me any outlook. I did this all on my own. And that's why I stand here to hold you all accountable to your words and to your charter in the collaboration of bettering the services that we provide. That being said, I do want to make a key point of space, the importance of space. As a teenager, I used to go to this teen center all the time. One day, the teen center shut down. What happened then? Kevin and his friends began breaking into people's houses. So that being said, I really want you all to take a look. You all may have just a space that's needing. There's countless of grassroots organizations in the communities that we all serve that need space. Space. We all have it. It could be a room, an auditorium, or even this room. I could run workshop here for kids on Thursdays. It's that simple. And by doing that, will provide a better outcome for our court-involved youth. We have a director, and I think that's great. However, I don't see that at the juvenile detention facilities. Why? When I got out of Rikers Island, I got a Metro card. But I'm happy to say, at least today, hopefully these kids are getting this directory. Again, I'm in shock. I don't know what to say. I thank you all. As agitating as I can be, just know it comes with good intentions from personal experiences that I've had. I know what these youth are going through. I've slept in trains, in parks. I've gangbanged. I've sold drugs. I've done it all. So I'm here to just say thank you again for your continued collaboration. I urge you to continue and to push the envelope, to make tangible mechanisms that can be put in place so that Eduardo doesn't need to be the glue. What happens when Eduardo leaves? What system is in place that will hold this group together? These are things I just want you to brainstorm on. And of course, I'll be attending these meetings and I'll be pushing the envelope much further. Thank you.
And one thing I do want to acknowledge Kevin and Dr. Sawyer with you at the leave this podium without saying is that he was still are the strongest man? He is the strongest man of New York, right?
All right.
But we are honored that these two committed individuals are part of the team, and we know we have many more that are part of the team, and we will definitely look to acknowledge them as we go. It's a pleasure to have folks participate in the work group. We have them every month. So if you are not a part of the work group and are interested in being a part of the work group, please let us know so that we can get you on the listserv and we can have your voice, your opinion represented at the meetings. And together we can achieve a lot on behalf of New York City. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So now I'm going to call up Bradley Heights, who's going to actually do a presentation about the history of the ICC. And while he's coming up, I also want to thank the ICC's 30th Anniversary Planning Committee. So Paula Calvi, thank you. Celenda Wu, Andre Joseph, Kenny Scott in Bradley Heights, Anthony Woodhead, and Lupe Bulgara. We have 3 fabulous NYU interns here, and we're so lucky to have them. They're leaving us soon, but we're going to miss you, and we hope to see you soon. So, yeah. Thank you. And at the end of this program will be over, but please stay for breakfast and to network.
Hello and welcome to the 30th anniversary celebration of the Interagency Coordinating Council on Youth, otherwise known as the ICC. On behalf of Mayor Bill de Blasio, ICC Chair J. Philip Thompson, and ICC Director and Department of Youth and Community Development Commissioner Bill Chong, we are very pleased to have you with us today. The ICC is a New York City charter-mandated entity that was created in 1989 to promote interagency collaboration on issues relevant to young people and to support youth and families by utilizing the City of New York's multitude of government resources. This is accomplished through partnerships among city-based agencies that serve youth, community-based organizations, and not-for-profit providers to eliminate duplication and, where possible, promote new initiatives and partnerships. The ICC goes above and beyond its charter mandates by holding membership meetings over 20 times throughout the year. We would like to take a moment to acknowledge our member agencies. The ICC membership is comprised of Administration for Children's Services, Department for the Aged, Department of Administrative Services, Department of Corrections, Department of Cultural Affairs, Department of Education, Department of Environmental Protection, New York City Fire Department, Department of Health and Mental Hygiene, Health and Hospitals Corporation, Department of Homeless Services, New York City Housing Authority, Human Resources Administration, Department of Parks and Recreation, New York City Police Department, Department of Probation, Brooklyn Public Library, New York Public Library, Queens Public Library, Department of Youth and Community Development, Mayor's Office of Gender-Based Violence. The goal of the court-involved youth work group is to improve the effectiveness and quality of service rendered to court-involved youth and their families. The court-involved youth work group is chaired by Dr. Luis W. Osorio. The Supporting LGBTQ Youth Work Group's mission is to implement recommendations identified by the NYC Commission on LGBTQ Runaway and Homeless Youth Report, All Our Children, Strategies to Prevent Homelessness, Strengthen Services, and Build Support for LGBTQ Youth. The ICC convenes annual public hearings in which the public is invited to offer testimony directly to representatives of member agencies. The public has testified on issues including but not limited to disconnected youth in NYC, transportation, LGBTQ issues, safety, curriculum setting in public schools, educational resources, and networking. We here at the ICC seek to provide New York City youth with a voice and invite young people to be active participants in various meetings and events. The ICC looks to bring informative presentations, best practices, and innovative approaches to its membership. Through the years, the ICC has participated in many impactful collaborative efforts and events. Many of our annual publications and reports can be found on the Department of Youth and Community Development website. We sincerely thank you for supporting the ICC, whether you have been with us for years or this is your first time joining us. We would like to gratefully acknowledge the work group members and chairs whose ongoing dedication has allowed the ICC to flourish and thrive. Finally, we want to give a big thank you to DYCD Commissioner Bill Chung, DYCD Senior Director Andrew Miller, ICC Special Advisor Eduardo Lavoy, DYCD Special Advisor Paula Calvi, Andre Joseph, DYCD External Relations, Celinda Wu, DYCD Executive Assistant, and the indispensable team of interns, Bradley Hikes, Angeli Woodhead, and Guadalupe Burgada. We here at the ICC look forward to advancing collaboration among New York City youth-serving agencies for another 30 years and beyond.
Thank you, Bradley. They wanted me to do it. I have this Staten Island accent. I don't know. But thank you for all coming. It's on time of the clock. We have plenty of breakfast. As the Commissioner mentioned, we don't get breakfast too often.
Yeah. When's the next group coming in here? The space is like in demand.
And also, please, we have gift bags for all of our participants today. As you're leaving. Thank you again.